So, it's over. The Upside Down is closed, Vecna is gone, and if you're like me, you're sitting in a post-finale slump, staring at your Netflix homepage, wondering how you're supposed to survive without your daily dose of 80s nostalgia, monsters, and impossible mysteries. Stop scrolling. I found the cure. It's called From. It's on MGM Plu. It's produced by the Russo brothers, the Avengers guys, and the team behind Lost, and honestly, it might be the best puzzle box horror show on television right now. If you love the mystery of the Upside Down but wished it was scarier, darker, and had way higher stakes, this is the show for you. Imagine if Hawkins was trapped inside a bubble you couldn't drive out of, and instead of Demogorgons screeching at you, the monsters look like smiling humans who whispered your name before ripping your throat out. From doesn't ease you in with nostalgia or humor, it throws you straight into dread and never lets go. Every rule feels fragile, every victory feels temporary, and every answer only creates more terrifying questions. In this video, I'm giving you the ultimate breakdown of from seasons 1 through 3. We're going to connect the dots for Stranger Things fans, explaining the mythology that makes Vecna look like a cartoon, the mind-bending time loop theories, and the shocking season 3 finale that just changed everything. First, let's talk about why this is the perfect spiritual successor to Stranger Things. Both shows are about a group of strangers trapped in a small town fighting a supernatural force, but visually and tonally From is the anti-Stranger Things. Stranger Things uses that teal and orange blockbuster look. It feels safe, like a movie you can rewatch for comfort. From uses a gritty, naturalistic style that feels almost documentary-like. The darkness in this show isn't stylized blue light, it's pitch black, the kind where you can't see your hand in front of your face, tapping into a primal fear that Stranger Things rarely touched. Then there are the monsters. Demogorgons are biological animals. They scream, they run, they hunt, and you can run from them. The monsters in From don't run. They walk, slowly, because they know they have all night. They look like humans, a milkman, a cheerleader, a friendly old lady, and they weaponize familiarity. They smile, they talk, they learn your fears. They whisper at your window, begging to be let in, reminding you of lost loved ones, promising safety. This hits the uncanny valley fear far harder than any Shigi creature ever could. They aren't trying to eat you to survive, they're torturing you because they enjoy it. And, just like Stranger Things had the party, From has its own broken family of archetypes. Boyd Stevens is the sheriff holding the town together through sheer willpower, a man slowly cracking under impossible responsibility. Jade is the arrogant tech genius who believes logic can save everyone, even as the town systematically proves him wrong. But unlike Hawkins, nobody in From has plot armor. Children die, heroes fail, survival feels random and cruel, which makes every nightfall genuinely terrifying. Now let's get into the lore, because this is where Stranger Things fans will really feast. If Stranger Things is rooted in Dungeons and Dragons, from poles from ancient Celtic folklore and the world of the Fae, we have fairway trees that bend space, transporting people across the town. We have talismans carved with strange runes that act as wards. And the leading theory for the monsters isn't zombies or vampires, it's the Slue. In Irish mythology, the Slua are the souls of the unforgiven dead, rejected by both heaven and hell, condemned to roam the earth in flocks, hunting the living. They cannot enter a home unless invited or unless a threshold is broken, which perfectly matches the rules of the show. The monsters in From are likely ancient souls inhabiting dead bodies, forced to harvest the living to sustain their unnatural existence, and behind them all stands the man in yellow. Teased since season 1 as a disembodied voice on the radio, he finally emerges in season 3, not as a jump scare monster but as something far worse, a calm, mocking presence that understands everything. Where Stranger Things gave us the Mind Flayer, From gives us cosmic horror. An entity that feeds on hope, curiosity, and rebellion. When Jim Matthews gets close to the truth, the man in yellow doesn't panic, he punishes him. Season 3 drops the biggest revelations yet and completely reframes the story. The word Angkui, whispered by ghostly children for 2 seasons, finally translates to remember. This unlocks the reincarnation loop theory. Tabitha isn't just another trapped resident, she's the reincarnation of Miranda, Victor's mother. Jade mirrors Christopher, the man who lost his sanity decades earlier. The town isn't just a trap, it's a repeating cycle designed to break the same souls again and again. The Ankoi children were sacrificed centuries ago by the original townspeople in a desperate bid for immortality, creating the monsters we see today. Tabitha and Jade were the parents who tried to stop it and failed, and the town keeps dragging them back, life after life, forcing them to remember and suffer again. The date 1978, carved into the lighthouse, ties the town to real-world mass tragedies, suggesting it feeds on collective trauma, pulling power from events where people vanish without answers. And then comes the ending. From doesn't give us closure, it gives us loss. Jim Matthews is murdered, not in a blaze of glory, but as a warning. Knowledge has a price. His death proves that no one is safe and that this place cannot be outsmarted with wires and radios. It pushes the story into its final terrifying phase, where understanding the spiritual rules may be the only way out. Julie, hinted to be able to move through the town's timeline, now stands at the center of everything. So if you're missing the mystery of Stranger Things, from isn't just a replacement, it's an evolution. It's meaner, smarter, and far more unsettling. And if you ever see a fallen tree blocking the road, don't slow down. Turn around.